And the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco, a crowd of about 6,000, a capacity crowd here at Bingley Hall, and they await the entrance of the fighters. Here comes Tony Sibson, 29 years old, from Leicester, England. Record of 55-6, 1 draw, 31 knockouts, as he prepares to go up against the IBF middleweight champion, Frank Tate. Sibson's last fight, in fact, his only fight in 1987. Last September, he stopped Brian Anderson in 7 rounds to win the Commonwealth middleweight crown. His previous fight stopped in 9 by WBC light heavyweight champion Dennis Andres. Prior to that, he had trouble with a journeyman by the name of Luis Rivera before Sibson took a 10-round decision. There were many who felt that Sibson was a shot fighter at that point. Then he came back to stop Anderson. And for Sibson, who will hear it from the crowd in just a moment, it is his 3rd attempt at a world title. He was stopped in 6 by Marvin Hagler, vying for the middleweight crown back in '83. And then moving to the light heavyweight ranks for a while back in September of '86, stopped in round 9 by Andres. His biggest victories, he knocked down Alan Minter, the one-time world middleweight champ, 3rd round KO in '81, and convincingly won by decision over Dwight Davison back in February of '82, at the time Davison a top-ranked contender. Crowd chanting Sibbo. Tony Sibson, a natural southpaw, turned around to an orthodox stance and likes to connect with the left hook, making his way toward the ring. The one-time European middleweight champion, Tony Sibson. Final shot for Sibson, and he is awaiting the entrance of the IBF middleweight title holder, Frank Tate, the 1984 Olympic gold medalist at 156 pounds. He won a close decision over Sean O'Sullivan of Canada. O'Sullivan, the big favorite going in. He's 21-0, 12 by knockout. Comes off the victory over Michael Elijah this past October. During the course of the past week, Frank Tate and his group set up headquarters at the ancient Eccleshaw Castle. They arrived earlier in the week as Tate prepared for the first defense of his title since the win over Elijah Day. In the first 20 months of Tate's career, he whipped through 13 no-names. The one exception was Curtis Parker, and he defeated Parker by decision. This past year, the opposition upgraded in quality with victories over Elijah Day and Troy Darrell, Mark McPherson, Marvin Mack, a legitimate light heavyweight. Frank Tate, a skillful boxer, counterpuncher, tall middleweight, and he will have a 4-inch height advantage over Sibson. Tate goes 6 feet, Sibson at 5'8". So the boxers are in the ring, and we'll be back here in Staffordshire, England, right after these words. Well, a chaotic scene here in Staffordshire, England. Earlier this evening, canisters of tear gas were sprayed on several occasions. The tear gas causing sneezing and coughing and tearing, rather uncomfortable state. Obviously, we're told that gate crashers were throwing the canisters of tear gas. Apparently, everything now is under control, and we are now set for boxing. And let me bring on the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco. What, first of all, does Frank Tate have to do to beat Tony Sibson.
First of all, he can't let this crowd get into him. This is 100% behind Sibson, so he can't let that bother him. And also, he's got to keep the stiff jab in Sibson's face and keep him off.
All right, on the other hand, what does Sibson have to do?
He's got to get under that jab. He's got to muscle him, and he's got to try to out-strengthen him. Of course, in this ring, which is 17 by 17, a very small ring, it has changed things around. Now Sibson looks like it's favorable to him.
All right, we are set for the introductions to the ring. Here's Michael Buffer.
HPA Incorporated presents the featured bout of the evening. This is sanctioned by the International Boxing Federation, President Robert W. Lee, ringside supervisor Walter Stone. The three judges doing the scoring will be Dr. Clark A. Sammartino from the United States, Torben Hansen from Denmark, and Joseph Pasquale from the U.S. And now, to all the boxing fans watching around the world and on NBC in the United States, welcome to Stafford, England. And let's get ready to rumble. 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Middleweight Championship of the world. The referee for this bout is Frank Cappuccino. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the blue trunks with white letters. He weighs 11 stone 6, 160 pounds. His professional record, one of the best in the world today, 55 victories, 6 defeats and 1 draw, 31 KOs. He's ranked number 7 in the world. From Leicester, England, ladies and gentlemen, the challenger, with golden letters. He also weighs 11 stone 6, 160 pounds even. This Olympic gold medalist is undefeated as a professional. 21 consecutive victories, 12 by knockout. From Houston, Texas in the United States, introducing the International Boxing Federation middleweight champion of the world, Frank Tate.
So Frank Tate with that 4-inch height advantage,
Good evening, gentlemen.
6.5 inches in reach, defending his IBF middleweight crown. The WBC middleweight champion is Thomas Hearns. The WBA title holder is Sambu Colombe. Referee Frank Cappuccino from New Jersey. Scoring on a 10-point must system. 3 judges handle the scoring. The referee does not. No standing 8. There's a mandatory 8. The 3 knockdown rule has been waived. The bell does not save the fighter except in the 12th and final round, and only the referee can stop the bout. The 2 ringside physicians cannot.
Bear in mind, in this very, very small ring, Sibbo can get under that jab. Sibson has a devastating short hook to the body. That's what he's going to try to use early in the bout against Tate. Tate having some problem with his weight yesterday, was 2 pounds overweight. Had to lose the weight, although of course he had all of today to recuperate. Shouldn't be that much of a factor.
And we have been discussing the size of the ring, measured off at 17 feet. Now, usually these days, 20 is considered to be a fair-sized ring. And Tate's people very surprised when they showed up to see this particular size.
It seemed to be too late to do anything about it. Certainly no one that has the boxer and a fine jabber wants a small ring like this. All in Sibson's favor. We just saw him in the corner putting in those 2 good hooks to the body. That's what he's got to do early. Because the feeling is if it goes past 6 or 7, it's the younger man who will prevail, not the older Tony Sibson.
And we're coming up on the midway point of round 1.
Remember, Tate is very, very patient. We have seen him before in all his fights. Nothing rattles him. He just waits till his shot.
Tate is sharp. His combinations are superb. Solid body puncher. Power still a question mark. And at times he is easy to hit.
What he does have is a superior jab. He just popped 2 very hard jabs high on the forehead of Tony Sibson.
And the crowd responds as Sibson was able to land scoring to the body of Frank Tate. Sibson using that left jab successfully.
You see the coolness of Tate. Not willing to mix it up, just waiting to jab to control Tony Sibson.
And that combination did not land. The crowd overreacting. Final seconds, first round. It is about 10 minutes before 8 p.m. in Staffordshire, England. We're about 150 miles north of London. Marv Albert and the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco. Frank Tate defending his IBF middleweight crown against the British Commonwealth champion, Tony Sibson. Sibson, a very busy fighter, tries to use that bull-like physique. Able to catch Tate in the corner.
Corner has just told him, you're coming in with a double jab, follow with a right hand. Of course, he followed with a right hand. By that time, Tate was in the middle of the ring, 2 feet away from him. I think you can see that the reflexes are different here. Tate much faster, raises sharp like a young man. The other one thinking. Sibson not quite getting off as fast as he wants. A lot of determination on the face of Tony Sibson. This could well be his last fight, and he's fighting for all he's worth.
Sibson with a strong right hand that lifts the crowd.
Ooh, good hook. Excellent hook by Frank Tate. That's what I mean by patient. He just waits. He doesn't worry about his shot. When it comes, he takes it.
Nice exchange. The crowd continues to chant, Sibbo, Sibbo. And now Tate landing the jab.
That jab could be the key to this fight. How effective he is in it and how Tony Sibson responds after 2 or 3 more rounds, or more correctly, how his face responds. He's been cut 10 times in his career.
And a good left counter by Tate.
Tate makes you pay. Right now, Sibson's the aggressor. He's mounting a heavier attack. He's getting more punches in. Tate is doing his patient thing, getting a few sharp shots in.
Feeling in the camp of Tony Sibson going into this fight was that he would have to do it within 5 or 6 rounds. And they feel if he's around after 6, there's no way. So he must come out strong, and we have seen that here over the first 2.
I couldn't see putting on that load of of importance on 6 rounds to your fighter. It's a 12-round fight. This man's been around an awful long time. 6 doesn't make that much difference.
And that is the end of the second round. In the corner of Frank Tate, he was told by his trainer, Jesse Reed, that Tony Sibson is wide open for the jab. He was also told by fitness guru Mackie Shillstone, control your heart rate. That's one we haven't heard in the corner for some time.
I'd like to know how to do that.
Sibson did deliver a short right hand off that exchange. This is round 3.
Right on the forehead of Frank Tate coming out of that exchange. Tony Sibson stepping up the pace. He has been fast and furious for the first 2 rounds. Consequently, I have him ahead 2 rounds to nothing based on his aggressiveness.
Time to time, I'm sure you're hearing the voice of Ken Squires. That is coming out of the corner of Tony Sibson. Tony Sibson has been boxing since the age of 11, grew up in Leicester, England, a mill town in central England. The oldest of 5 children, turned pro on his 18th birthday back in 1976, and within a month, he was, within a year, I should say, he was 16 and 0. While Frank Tate is out of Detroit, now living in Houston. Once again, the crowd overreacting as Sibson was able to corner Tate.
And about the time that Sibson hits Tate with a hook, it's every time he gets on the ropes. As Tate's back hits the ropes, it seems like Sibson's able to throw hooks that land.
Less than a minute to go. Round 3. Earlier in the career of Frank Tate, there was the feeling that he wasn't progressing as quickly as he should have. Following his Olympic victory, started out with Detroit's Quant Gym, and then moved on to Josephine Abercrombie's Houston Boxing Association. As an amateur, a 3-time national champion, and he won the gold in '84 at 156 pounds.
Sibson beginning to show the effects of the pace of the first 2 rounds, is standing still right in front of him, eating a jab.
And Tate looking more confident here in the 3rd. In the corner of Tony Sibson between rounds, trainer Ken Squires telling him, "You're not tired. You're not tired." He also said, "This is your country. You've got him."
That party's right. half of it is not too bad for truth. Actually, what he's trying to get Tony Sibson to do is duck under this jab. The jab won the last round, as Frank Tate, in all his infinite patience, waits for the moment to start the jab. When Sibson stands in front of him without bobbing and weaving, he's going to eat the jab all night long. That's what Tate is waiting for.
Just underway, round number 4 from Bingley Hall in County Staffordshire, England. This usually the site of livestock shows. In fact, there were cattle here just 2 days ago. First time that a boxing event has been held here at Bingley. And I'm told a Barry Manilow concert took place here several years back.
I wonder if they dropped tear gas on Barry.
No, I don't think so. Sibson is hurt. Sibson attempting to fight back. Tate feels he has him. At the midway mark, round 4. The question is, can Sibson hold off during the course of this onslaught?
Well, Frank won't swarm all over him. He'll wait. He'll wait to see his shot, and he'll land a clear shot. Sibson fighting back. See the patience of Tate? He's just waiting for his clear shot. He's not going to swarm and get exhausted. If Sibson was tired at the beginning of this round, he's going to be infinitely more tired at the end, because he took some good shots from the young and energetic Frank Tate.
It started with a right hand and then a combination. Left hand landed.
Boy, talk about the British Bulldog. There's tenacity in Tony Sibson. You can't question that.
Final seconds, round 4. And a big round for Frank Tate.